Hello everyone, today we'll be branching out and reviewing the Icon Airflite Sport Touring Helmet. If you're looking for a budget helmet that can give you a lot of versatility, then you probably don't need to look further than the Icon Airflite Sport Touring Helmet. This helmet is DOT and ECE 2205 certified to give it an even wider range. However, this helmet only scored 3 stars from the Sharp Helmet Safety Rating Scheme, doing a bit poorly for forehead and side impacts. So there are certainly more safe helmets out there. If you're curious about this helmet's other competitors, for example, then they would include the AGV K1 or K3SV, with the K3 even rated a star safer than the Airflite. But still, let's take a look at what we have here. Before we go further, just a quick reminder to check out our YouTube channel with our helmet and gear reviews, and don't forget to subscribe and allow notifications to stay up to date on all the latest motorcycle gear, tips, and guides. The shell of the Airflite is made of polycarbonate, so that makes it fit within this budget target segment. The only thing with polycarbonate is it's a cheaper material and it takes a bit more of it to give as much protection as fiberglass or carbon. When we weighed this helmet, it came in at about 1,720 grams in a size XXL. The helmet also has dual density EPS to improve impact resistance. This helmet also comes in 3 shell sizes, which is pretty decent from a budget helmet since it'll give you better fit and comfort. For ventilation, this helmet should do pretty well. You've got this large vent here in the chin with an interesting choice from Icon to have the visor come down to the chin, covering up the rest of the vent, but air should still get in since you've got these holes in the visor there. But this kind of gives the helmet a Shark S-Track sort of vibe. Moving on, you've got 2 adjustable vents here in the brow, which basically funnel straight into the EPS channels, and all this hot air will come out to exhausts here in the back underneath the spoiler. Now, if you look more closely at the visor, the first thing you'll notice that it's very large and it'll give you a good field of view. It's Icon's Flight Shield visor, and this means it's only anti-fog treated and doesn't have pin lock. However, you can purchase the pin lock prepared visor and insert separately since it has better anti-fog capabilities. This helmet also comes with an integrated high visibility visor operated with a slider on the side of the helmet. If you need a dark smoke visor or you'd prefer to have that on your helmet, you can purchase that separately from this helmet and insert it yourself. Now, if we take the visor off, if you need to replace it, then you just pull these side panels off on both sides. They're just on pins, and then you rotate the visor up until it matches up with the 2 points on either side, and it should just lift off like so. To replace it, you just need to line it up again, make sure it fits the grooves, and it should snap back in. To put the pins back in, you have to close it slightly, and it should snap in. So the visor is pretty easy to do. Even though it does have these separate side panels that come off, it's a few steps simpler than the Arai side panel system. Moving on to the liner now, it does match the helmet in terms of its entry-level budget category. The liner is made of Icon's Hydro Dry liner, which is removable and moisture wicking, though it doesn't have any other features really. The helmet has an intermediate oval fit, though it is supposed to have quite a tight fit, so it may need a size larger than you're used to. To take out the liner is very easy. All you need to do is remove the cheek pads with some buttons at the front and the middle, as well as some Velcro. You can see it's very basic, no frills, but nothing terrible either. Basically just your basic entry-level helmet. You'll notice that the helmet has a double D-ring chin strap, which is good for keeping you in the helmet. And lastly, taking out the comfort liner at the top. You'll see, again, it's very basic. Lots of holes here, though, which should be good for helping with ventilation. If you take a look inside the helmet, you can see it's got plenty of shallow EPS grooves. Their number should help with ventilation. And in the side, you've also got some groove cutouts for the Icon RAU Bluetooth communication system. With all the specs over with, let's see how the Airflite does on the road. We'll just go over our road setup first as a quick reminder. On the left, we've got a monitor showing the helmet's internal temperature in degrees Celsius measured from a thermometer placed near the top of the helmet. In the middle is a decibel meter taking measurements from a microphone placed near our rider's ear. On the right is a phone, which is measuring the wind speed. Lastly, on the dash is our rider's speed and the external temperature. We tested our helmet out on long stretches of highway while traveling at about 130 kilometers per hour. The exterior temperature was about 15 degrees Celsius, while the helmet's internal temperature was about 14 degrees, so that's a difference of 1 degree. The average wind speed was about 110 to 120 kilometers per hour, while the helmet's noise level was about 110 decibels, so pretty loud. Our rider found the helmet passable in terms of comfort with nothing special happening, but finding it very basic. He also found it ventilated a fair amount, though not as much as we'd hoped given the large chin vents. So, let's give out some stars. For material, since the shell is polycarbonate and comes in 3 shell sizes, it gets a respectable 3 stars. In terms of weight, the helmet was also about average, earning it another 3 stars. However, since the visor doesn't come pinlock prepared and it needs to be purchased separately, it gets 2 stars. For noise isolation, this helmet was very poor. Since we recorded a very loud 110 decibels, this helmet gets 1 star for that. Nonetheless, it ventilated fairly well with a 1 to 2 degree difference, so that gives it another 2 stars, a respectable result. Lastly, for comfort, the Airflite was very Spartan, giving only the basics, so its comfort suffered as a result, giving it 2.5 stars. This brings us to a total of 2 stars, and with the recommended retail price of about 250 euros, or around 280 US dollars, that gives the Airflite 18.5 euros per star, which is a decent amount for a more entry-level helmet. If you'd like to purchase the Icon Airflite, then make sure to head to championhelmets.com, where we have a lowest price guarantee and bundle deals. So the Airflite definitely delivers on looks and style, but with performance it was a bit of a letdown, since you're not getting quite as much bang for your buck like with other helmets like the Shark Spartan Carbon. Still though, this is an entry-level helmet, so it'll be coming in at more affordable prices, which is a good excuse. The ventilation on this helmet was still pretty good, which was nice to see, but it did fall short in performance compared to other helmets in a similar price range like the AGV-K3 SV, which got 3 stars and was 12 euros per star. So there are other helmets in this price range that still find room for improvement. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments down below. I'm Sebastian from Champion Helmets, and I'll see you again soon.